Wow, what a spectacular match between Tall Guy and Choppa Chop. In the end, Choppa Chop was able to set up faster and managed to take it, and will be heading into the grand finale. But it isn't over just yet for Tall Guy. He still has a chance to pull it back to get third place in the redemption round. But we got to talk about this next match between the Greedy Goblin and Esteban the Shadow Soldier. What do you think is going to happen?
I think they're two very competitive players, but again, we didn't get to see the Shadow Soldier really do too much in the matches that we did get to see him, because after all, he did get the shit kicked out of him. But those shadow powers leave something to be desired, you know? It's going to be very, very interesting to see if he'll actually try and use them during the match.
I completely agree, and it should be exciting to see. Before we get into it, we did manage to speak with the Greedy Goblin, and let's take a look at what he had to say after the first round. Hey guys, it's me, Sukis, back here again with the Greedy Goblin. First of all, I'd like to say congratulations for making it past the first round. How does it feel going into the semifinals?
Well, I think my opponents are very admirable people, but at the end of the day, like I said in my previous interview, they're all a bunch of babies, and I think I could kick a baby pretty far. Yeah.
Very good answer. I also believe I could kick a baby pretty far too, at least 50 to 100 feet. My next question for you is, how confident are you going into your next match?
I'm pretty confident. Like I said, I haven't seen the other contenders yet, but babies.
Yes. I do like the confidence, from a very powerful man once again. I do have another question here for you. What were your thoughts during the first round?
Yeah, that was it.
Very good. Keeping a clean, blank mind, keeping yourself cool and collected, no thoughts, just doing. The true thoughts of a real billionaire. And one last question for you. What was the strategy like during the first round, and has anything changed now that you're going into the second?
Alright. I really just envisioned myself beating the absolute fuck out of this guy. I just sat there and my fists were like tensed up, and I really thought, I was like, man, I want to beat the fuck out of this guy. And it seemed to work pretty well. I think I will keep this mentality for the final round. We'll see what happens.
Thank you so much, Greedy Goblin. That's a really that's a really good mindset, and I can't wait to see how you do in the second round. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you on the second round. Well, just like last time, the Greedy Goblin is still very, very confident in his ability to take home the entire tournament. I expect nothing less from someone like the Greedy Goblin. What do you think?
He has an interesting way with words. That's what I think. I think it really speaks to me on a level, It's quite incredible, really. I definitely think that his deck has a has a more passive side to it. And I think if he plays his cards right, he can beat this tournament, no grease at all.
Agreed, absolutely agreed. If he plays his cards right, there is no doubt in my mind that he will win the entire event with no issues. And as he said, everybody to him is just like a baby. But I don't know how that will go over with Esteban, the Shadow Soldier. And we did manage to speak to him, after the first round. So I think we should take a look at that now. Hey guys, it's me, Sukis, back again at the Tim Testy Test Center, here with Esteban, the Shadow Soldier. First of all, we gotta address what just happened. Biggie Cheese attacked Esteban, and Esteban sent him to the Shadow Realm or something. I want to congratulate you on making it past the first round and making it into the semifinals. But I gotta ask, what the hell happened out there?
I don't know. I think some people lost their cool, and I had to do it to him. I had to send him to the Shadow Realm. I had to banish him. It is what it is.
When you banish somebody to the Shadow Realm, typically how long are they there for?
Forever.
Oh. Now I did hear a rumor that time, works slightly differently in the Shadow Realm, and that it could be like a different, plane of existence. Is all this true?
My lawyer said not to talk about it.
Oh shit. Well, anyways, enough about that. I'm sure you didn't want to have to cast him there, but he did attack first. Which really, really unfortunate, because I thought things were going really well, but unfortunately, things do happen. But I want to talk about, round 2. How does it feel, making it into the semifinals?
I already knew I was coming here. I'm here to win it, and so just going to plan so far.
Okay, that's good to know. He may have like some sort of magic orb or something. He could see the future or something. I don't know. I have zero clue. Are you confident going into your next match?
Of course, I'm always confident. And maybe we gotta cast a bigger spell this time around. Hey, if I gotta send him to the Shadow Realm too, so be it.
Interesting. I gotta ask, what was going through your mind during that first round, other than, of course, being attacked unjustified, but like what were your thoughts during that first match?
My opponent definitely had a formidable deck, but once I understood it more and once I realized what he was planning, I could easily kind of push past it and easily defeat him. But other than that, it was light.
Okay. And what was the strategy like during the first round? I know you described, your deck in the last interview, but I want to know, like, have you realized anything, and has anything changed in your play style since then?
I realized to definitely rely more on my my grottos and things like that, and my wishes and those kinds of things. But other than that, not really. Like I said, I studied my deck very well. I know how to play it against others, and nothing much has really changed.
Well, that's definitely interesting. I do have one last question for you, because we got word that one of our commentators, Lush Miki, rest in peace, was blown up, and it was out of nowhere. It was a thermonuclear explosion of sorts, and I have to ask, because everybody knows Big E Cheese is a very, very powerful being, and is a constant threat to the universe as a whole. Do you think that had anything to do with him in the Shadow Realm?
If you ask me personally, even if it had to do something with him, I'll just cast another spell. You know what I'm saying? It'll be something to put him away for good. This time, maybe it won't be a banishing anymore. Maybe I gotta put him out for good. And like I said, I'm very confident in my abilities to do so, and I really think he's beneath me, personally.
Well, thank you again, Esteban. Can't wait to see you in the second round against the Greedy Goblin, and I'll see you there. Welcome everybody to the second game of the Grotto Beast Pro League. We're gonna get straight into it, it seems. Esteban, the Shadow Soldier, coming out once again, winning via disqualification against Big E Cheese. Should be interesting to see how he plays in the second round. As we can see, his average setup time was around 3 turns, and his average damage was 7.5. But the final score was 1-1 and ended in a DQ. So we didn't really get to see his full potential, and hopefully we'll be able to see that in this round. here comes his opponent, the Greedy Goblin. Let's take a look at his round 1 stats. His average setup time was a little bit long at 6 turns. His average damage dealt was 8, but his final score was 2-0 against that Jupiter deck, really showing that Meowdy Mill is nothing to play with. And both the players are getting straight into it, both shuffling their decks. Greedy Goblin with Mr. Greens there. When a card effect has him roll 1 die, he can roll a second one, and he gets to choose the result to use for the card effect. And when he rolls 2 dice and the number is the same, he gets to score 3 cards. Esteban running the Gem Wizard. The top card will always be revealed to all players, and he can play it from the top of his deck as if it were in his hand. And if he summons it and it is a wish, then the summoning cost is 1 less. Looks like Esteban's having some trouble there with his cards. Some of them were flipped around. Oh god, even more flipped around. Just gonna take his time shuffling, making sure all the cards are flipped the right way. How many cards did he mess up? Dear God. Crowd seems to be excited. I know for a fact I am. About we're just a little over 5 hours into this event, and we've seen some very interesting plays. And we've certainly had some legendary moments so far. Greedy Goblin drawing his 6 cards. Same with Esteban. And we're just gonna have to wait and see if they. Yeah, they're going into rock paper scissors. This will decide who gets to go first. Looks like they both got rock. There seems to be a lot of ties today with rock paper scissors. And then Greedy Goblin did win that, and Esteban will be going first. Should be interesting to see what he does first. Greedy Goblin taking off his hat. Typically a sign of respect, but I'm sure it's not a sign of respect for the Greedy Goblin. We're going to see what Esteban decides to play here in his first turn of the second round. He's going to go ahead and summon that Optimal Illusion for 5. It's going to allow him to summon Beasts and Grottos from his discard pile as if they were in his hand. And then anytime he summons a Wish, he can rest one of his opponent's Beasts. And he passed to the Greedy Goblin. Greedy Goblin he already drew. And he's going to have 6 extra cards to work with here.
4.
He's going to go ahead and summon Aimbot for 4. And as you know, when he's attacking, he has to roll a dice. And whatever the result is how much damage he's going to be doing. Oh, and a bounty board for 2 to start us off. Choose a beast an opponent has in play, and they score it. Unfortunately, Esteban didn't seem to score. I wonder if the referee's going to catch on to that. Ending up in the discard pile there. He goes ahead and passes the turn to Esteban. Esteban's going to play that Presto Majesto and rest that aimbot. He's going to use a Starbit Cluster along with it so then he can draw an extra card. And I believe he's going to rest that aimbot there. Esteban is...
Frog's Breath Potion for 2.
He's going to play that Frog's Breath Potion for 2. And he can choose a Resting Beast and it's discarded. That aimbot is sadly gonna be discarded. So it looks like both players losing their big attackers on each other's first and second turns.
And for 2.
He's gonna summon that lizard wizard for 2.
Misplay.
Oh, it does seem to be a misplay. I don't believe the Greedy Goblin has cards in his summoning pool to allow that. There's 0 cards in the summoning pool. There we have the confirmation from the referee. There is no cards in the summoning pool for him to make that play. How unfortunate.
Clip that.
He's going to play a clip that, and the Greedy Goblin's going to put the top 3 cards of his deck into his summoning pool. That only leaves him with 1 card in his hand. He won't be able to play that Lizard Wizard, so instead he's going to opt to pass to the Greedy Goblin. You can take a good look at the Greedy Goblin's hand. He has a bunch of cards there. Very useful, too. He's going to play another aimbot for 4. Aimbot and Mr. Greens together are really good. He's going to attack for 1. He's going to score 1. Anything to get a lead on the opponent, Mr. Greens or the Greedy Goblin. That's just what he does. He passes it over to Esteban. We're going to see what Esteban does here. Looks like he's really thinking hard about this one. He looked to have a little bit more momentum than this when he was up against Biggie Cheese, but the Greedy Goblin might have him stumped. He's going to go ahead and play that Lizard Wizard for 2. When summoned, put a Wish or Wizard Beast from your discard pile into your hand. That's going to be very, very useful in a deck like this. He could grab that Optimal Illusion out of his discard pile. However, that Optimal Illusion is supposed to be scored. He's going to go ahead and grab that Optimal Illusion that should have been scored earlier. Truly a shame that the referee did not catch on to that. But it's okay, because I don't think the Greedy Goblin caught on either.
Zap Bit.
He's going to play a Zap Bit for 2. Zap Bit will allow him to discard up to 3 cards from his hand, and Zap Bit will gain 1 power for each card discarded that way. Well, it looks like the Greedy Goblin's mad at somebody. And Esteban passes over to the Greedy Goblin.
Like, eat it up.
The Greedy Goblin's going to play Eat It Up. He gets to choose a beast on his team and it gains 1 power. And he also gets to draw a card. And it looks like he's going to play it with a Starbit cluster. Oh, misplay. Cannot play Eat It Up with 2 Starbit clusters because Eat It Up has a summoning cost of 1. Oh no. Looks like the Greedy Goblin's getting a misplay. He tried to play Eat It Up with 2 Starbit clusters, however, it only works with 1. So he will be drawing 2 cards here. Looks like he's going to summon something.
Another aimbot.
He's playing another aimbot, which means that all 3 of the aimbots have seen play. He's going to use Clip That, make Esteban put the top 3 cards into his summoning pool.
Bounty board.
He's going to play that bounty board. He's gonna have Esteban score the Zap Bit. He knows what Zap Bit can do.
Attack with one of the aimbots.
He's gonna attack with his aimbot that doesn't have Summoning Sadness. What is he gonna get? There's a 2 and a 3.
4. 5 damage.
He's actually gonna be attacking for 5 because That aimbot does have 1 because of Eat It Up, and he's going to attack with Mr. Green's as well, making it 5. I think he's going to be able to score 3 here. No, he gets to, yeah. He gets to score 3. Very slow start, but very interesting nonetheless. He's passing over to Esteban. Curious to see what Esteban's going to play here. I wouldn't be surprised to see that Optimal Illusion come out this turn.
Frog's Breath Potion for 2.
He's going to play the Frog's Breath Potion to discard that resting aimbot the Greedy Goblin has. I'm not sure how much that'll help him unless he figures out a way to get rid of that other aimbot as well.
Thamacrow for 4.
He's going to go ahead and summon that Thamacrow for 4. And whenever the Greedy Goblin plays a Wish, Esteban will get to draw a card from the top of his deck. And he's going to pass over to the Greedy Goblin. And that other aimbot no longer has Summoning Sadness, so he's going to be able to attack right out of the gate if he felt like it. We've seen him do it in his match against Nacho Cheese Monster, so I wouldn't be surprised to see it happen here.
Summon Meowdy on the sideline.
He's going to go ahead and summon that Meowdy. When anything ends in a draw, the Greedy Goblin wins instead.
Attack with the other aimbots. Yeah.
And he is going to attack with aimbot. Oh, he rolled a 6. So it looks like he will be getting a guaranteed 6.
7.
And he's using Mr. Green's as well. He's going to be attacking for 7. And he's going to defend for 3 with Thamacrow. Still allowing the Greedy Goblin to score 4. And he loses his Thamacrow in the process. I wonder if it would have been better to just hold out and let that damage go through. I'm not quite sure though. And as we can see, it's Esteban's turn now. We have no clue what's going to happen here. As you can see, the Greedy Goblin doing something silly there with his fingers. Oh, he got mad at somebody. He just smacked somebody. He's giggling. Esteban's going to play Presto or not. And unfortunately, the referee isn't going to call it. We have a feeling that the referee might have some sort of deal with Shadow Wizard Money Gang. To ensure Esteban doesn't get as many misplays as he should. But Esteban's going to summon that Optimal Illusion for 5. Which will allow him to play Beasts and Grottos from his discard pile. Esteban just now noticing that Thamacrow was supposed to be gone. And he's going to pass over to the Greedy Goblin. He's going to play that Eat It Up for 1 onto his aimbot. And it looks like he's going to roll for an attack. Mind you, that Eat It Up gives him 1 extra power. Uh-oh. He's going to attack for 8. And Esteban is going to let the 8 go through. And so now the Greedy Goblin has a score of 16. Jeez. Greedy Goblin just counting to make sure that it's the right amount. He's going to play the Greedy Grinner for 4. And he's going to play a Try Another for 1. That Greedy Grinner They're going to play rock, paper, scissors to see who doubles their score and who gets rid of their entire score pile. Uh-oh. It looks like Esteban won that, but because of try another, he gets to discard a card, and they get to do it all over again. And it looks like Esteban wins it again, but the Greedy Goblin is not done yet. He's doing it again. He's just that greedy. And we got to see how this ends up. They both get paper. Round one goes to the Greedy Goblin. Because of that, Meowdy, both of them getting paper means that the Greedy Goblin wins instead because of that, Meowdy. What an incredible first game. It started off real slow, and then it started to pick up the pace really, really fast. As you can see, the cameraman getting some shots, getting some action shots of the players there. Greedy Goblin. If I were the Greedy Goblin, I'd be very, very happy right now. Both of them they're gonna shuffle their decks again. Esteban, he looks very menacing over there. He's plotting something. He has something in mind. But the Greedy Goblin, he's smiling. He already knows. It's too late. It might be too late for Esteban. However, Esteban is a Shadow Wizard, so he should be able to pull this back. You know, if he just uses some of his wizarding abilities. Or, well, he's more of a Shadow Soldier than a Shadow Wizard, so he may not be able to do as much as, I think he can. But we'll just have to see. He may do some magic or some shit on the Greedy Goblin and make him stop existing. You never know. I mean, that appears to be the case with he who we shall not name, if you know what I'm saying. Unfortunately, after what happened to Lushmiki, I will refrain from using his name. Rest in peace, Lushmiki. Both players, they get rock. So they're going to play rock, paper, scissors again.
I'll do a second again.
The Greedy Goblin wins the rock, paper, scissors again. And Esteban will be going first once more. What Esteban doesn't seem to realize is going first is not that good for him against a deck like the Greedy Goblin. And he plays a Thamacrow. When an opponent summons a wish, he gets to draw a card. Such an expensive card to play first, which is going to allow the Greedy Goblin to have more options than Esteban would like. But he doesn't seem to realize that just yet. However, I'm not sure if he'll be able to recover from such a mistake. Misplay. It looks like Esteban, the Shadow Wizard, will be getting a misplay for attempting to play something with nothing in the Greedy Goblin's summoning pool. So, unfortunately, he's gonna pass it to the Greedy Goblin here. We can see the Greedy Goblin eyeballing that aimbot 3940. We're going to see if he plays it.
Bounty board, that thing of yours, score for me.
He's going to go ahead and play Bounty Board to score that Thamacrow before Thamacrow can do its job. How unfortunate. And it looks like he's going to summon that aimbot 3940 for 4, and then he's going to pass it to Esteban. There's another Thamacrow right there he could summon from the top of his deck. But I wouldn't be too sure about a move like that, considering the Greedy Goblin does play 3 bounty boards, he could easily just get rid of any card that he doesn't like. But we see him eyeballing that Optimal Illusion there. I'm curious to see if he'll play it. And he does end up summoning that Optimal Illusion. Remember, he may summon beasts and grottos from his discard pile as if it was from his hand. And anytime he plays a wish, he gets to rest one of the Greedy Goblin's beasts. He's going to go ahead and pass the turn over to the Greedy Goblin. And the Greedy Goblin, he should have quite a few things to play in this turn. Looks like he's trying to decide whether or not he should make a decision or not. And instead he's gonna attack. He rolls a 6 right off the bat and a 1.
I think I'll take the 6.
He's gonna attack for 7 in total. Question is he gonna respond? No, he's not. He's going to allow the Greedy Goblin to score 7 cards. This is not looking too good for Esteban here.
Just put that down.
He's going to play a Bright Light Casino for 2. Anytime he wins a coin flip, he gets to draw a card.
For 4.
Just some extra draw power. And he's going to summon a Meowdy for 4. Remember, when anything ends in a draw, Greedy Goblin wins it instead. He passes to Esteban. And we got to see if Esteban's going to be able to recover. He's going to play that Book of Wonder. Book of Wonder is going to let him look for any wish or grotto that he wants in his deck. That could be very, very useful. He could potentially look for a Frog's Breath Potion here to get rid of that aimbot while it's resting. Or if not, he could attempt to find any sort of wish that may power him up. Or any grottos that would help him in any way. And he's eyeballing that Glowing Cavern.
I will pull up.
He's gonna grab that Glowing Cavern. Whenever the beast above Glowing Cavern is discarded, he may choose to rest that beast instead and discard Glowing Cavern. That is a very, very good card. It helps most of his beasts stay immune to mostly anything. Card effects, attacks, defense. He'll be able to use that Glowing Cavern to save whichever beast he does put it under, assuming he's going to put it under something. That Frog's Breath Potion just sitting on top. You could see Esteban just... his face lit up completely. I'd be very excited if I were him too. It's an opportunity for him to buy some time while he figures out what the hell he's going to do against Greedy Goblin. He's going to go ahead and play that Glowing Cavern under Optimal Illusion. So now, if at any point Optimal Illusion is to be discarded, he can rest Optimal Illusion instead and discard the Glowing Cavern in its place. He's going to play that Frog's Breath Potion for 1 and discard that aimbot 3940, which is really, really unfortunate for the Greedy Goblin, but it's perfect for Esteban, especially if he wants to buy some time and potentially bring it to a third game. He's going to use Open Geode, and it's going to be for free since the Gem Wizard does say wishes cost 1 less. That Open Geode's going to let him look at the top 4 cards of his deck. He can take 1 and put it into his hand, and the other 3 he can put back in any order he likes. That's going to be very strong for him, because that means his next 3 turns, he knows exactly what he's going to be getting. He's going to know exactly what to look for. And so he'll be able to plan accordingly based around his next 3 draws. And Presto Majesto on top. Brilliant play. He's going to play that, clip that, force the Greedy Goblin to put the top 3 cards of his deck into a summoning pool. And I wonder what he plans on doing next. He doesn't have a lot of cards in his hand, so it just doesn't seem wise to try and play something just yet.
I'll attack with Optimal Illusion for 3.
He's going to attack for 3 with Optimal Illusion, and he's going to get to score 3. He's going to score those exact 3 cards that he set up with that open geode. And there's going to be a Frog's Breath potion on top. Very, very interesting. He's going to pass to the Greedy Goblin. He's going to play Starbit Cluster for 3. Starbit Cluster is going to allow him to draw 4 cards from the top of his deck. He's going to use Emergency Rescue so then he can shuffle his bounty boards back into his deck. Looks like he only had the 1 bounty board in his discard pile. It must be very important that he gets that. He's going to play another Meowdy for 4. So now he does have 2 Meowdies. He's going to go ahead and attack for 1 with Mr. Greens, just to bring his score up to 8. He's going to pass over to Esteban, the Shadow Soldier. The Greedy Goblin counting how much cards he has in his score pile. Esteban taking his time here. He's a little bit stumped, but I'm sure he's going to find his way. He's figuring something out here. He's taking a look at the Greedy Goblin's discard pile, seeing if there's anything that he can do. He's going to play that +2 onto Optimal Illusion. Optimal Illusion will now gain 2 more power. He's going to attack for 5. And the Greedy Goblin is not going to defend at all. So Esteban's score goes up to 9. He's really, really trying to pull it back. He's passing over to... He passed over to the Greedy Goblin already. Looks like the Greedy Goblin's going to get a misplay there.
All right. The Greedy Grinnering it.
He's going to use the Greedy Grinner. And all he has to do is tie. He doesn't have a try another. It's just the Greedy Grinner. And the Greedy Goblin will double his score, but it's not over yet. And so now he's going to be able to attack.
6, 7.
That is game. He's going to attack for 7, and that is game. And the winner is the Greedy Goblin. And the Greedy Goblin will now be heading into the finals. Very impressive.